Nearly a year has passed now since I quit my job and became a full-time content creator, and I thought I would bring you up to speed where things are at currently. So when I started this journey, I really had some beliefs and some hopes that things would work out in a particular way. In a lot of ways, I thought this journey was going to be an easy one. Now, let me preface that a little bit. Being a content creator is actually really easy. You just film videos, you release it, and you hope somebody watches it. Being a successful content creator that's actually able to earn a living from the content they're creating and the stuff they're doing, that is actually, as I'm finding, way more difficult than I thought it would be. I mean, I had this preconceived notion that within the first 60 days of going full time, my channel would be monetized and I would start seeing money flowing in and all that type of stuff. And to be honest, it hasn't happened. I'm still trying to get to that first level of being able to get my channel monetized. And I'm 3/4 of the way through the year already. So at this point, I adjusted my expectations from just like being able to earn a living at this to just getting to the point where I had a certain number of subs. And that's okay because, I mean, this is a long road journey. It's not something that I expected to happen overnight. The key thing is to always see progress, I guess you could say. If I started seeing things going really negatively backwards instead of forwards, then I would probably reconsider this journey completely. So, as a content creator and doing this full time for close to a year now, there's some things that I think are probably worth sharing that might be of value to you if you're looking at going full time or even looking at starting this journey as a full-time creator. One of the things that I've struggled with, and I've done a couple of videos on this, and I think even a podcast about it, I've really had a hard time identifying who I am as a content creator. And the stupid thing about that is I focus so much on who I was rather than focusing on why I started this journey in the first place, which was just to enjoy creating content and being able to share it. The reality is I just got stuck in a cycle of trying to figure out who I was, in part because there's so much noise out there about who you're supposed to be and niching down and doing this and doing that. And I feel like sometimes you get so stuck on what you're being told to do that you lose the focus of why you even started in the first place. So I've had massive struggles with that for the last several months. And I just kind of came to the point where I'm just going to create. I really hope that you watch the videos that I watch and I really hope, that I create. And I really hope that you get something out of the videos that I create. The other thing is that I've discovered is that my first video really, I think, did well in comparison to a large portion of the other videos I've created. And I go back and I look at that video and I wonder why, because there were certain attributes in that video that were kind of more challenging. They were more opening, or I was being more open and all that kind of stuff, which I try to do in all my videos, but I think that video was more open than any of them that I'd done before and since. And I had a plan for what track or what I was going to do for videos. And what happened was I followed that plan and I didn't see the reward. I didn't see the views coming in. And then I got sidetracked by a carrot video, essentially a video that did well. And so I jumped on that path thinking, okay, that was my road to success. And man, that just messed everything up for me. So, yeah, a lot of this year has been just trying to get back to where I was essentially day two after that video had been released. That first video had been released and did really well. I didn't pay attention to that. So, kind of a note for you that are starting your channel, if you have a video that does well and it's along the course of the content that you want to recreate, maybe throw everything else that you had planned out and focus on kind of leveraging what that video was about. Instead of waiting, 10 months later? Slow learner sometimes, I guess. Now, the cool thing about this journey is it's been super healing. After 30 plus years as a software developer, there were a lot of baggage I was carrying in my system. Like my body was carrying baggage, heaviness, all sorts of things that just wasn't good. And over these past several months, that baggage is basically gone. I mean, every now and then something will kind of creep back in and it'll be like, oh, gosh, darn it. Okay, well, now I got to work through that. But a lot of what I dealt with for those 30 years, and those 30 years were awesome for the most part. I like I've said in the past, I achieved everything that I wanted to achieve in the industry as a software developer. But at the same time, a lot of baggage came with it, and a lot of that's gone away. So one attribute, and this is really getting into like the facts about who Dan is. I have major issues with sleeping, and we've gone through a number of things to deal with it, but it's been around since I was, I don't know, an infant. There are stories going back to when I was a kid about all the challenges my parents had with getting me to go to sleep. It's just a reality of things, and that's okay. But being a content creator really works well for me in that regards, because now when I have a night that I can't sleep, I just get up and work on something, and I work on it until I'm, tired enough to actually go to bed and get some sleep. And then I don't have to worry about getting up early in the morning to, be at work on time and all that kind of stuff. So that's been super healing and a major health improvement, just a major health improvement. The other side of this is all the stress with, having to succeed, improve, lead teams, develop tools and all that kind of stuff. That stress is gone. I mean, there is stress with creating content when you're trying to be successful and turn this into like your new career, but it's not the same stress that I was having when I was working as a software developer and a manager and all those type of things. It's just easier. And I find it to be super healthy. And oh my goodness. So another awesome part of this is just being able to be creative all the time, or creative as often as I need to be creative. There are days that the ideas for videos just come out faster than I can get them written down. And I have great ideas for this thing and I great ideas for that thing. And then I have the opportunity to do all sorts of other cool stuff like the 3D printing and photography and, I don't know, retooling my studios and all that kind of stuff and working with new tools. It just totally feeds me as a person for that creative side of the things that I really needed, that I was only getting a small percentage out of being a software developer. So in that aspect of things, it's been awesome. Now, there are dark days. Some of them are darker than others. Like just recently, I worked really hard on a set of videos and I really had the expectation that they were going to do well. They were all on trending topics. So I figured, okay, I'm going to put them out there. They're going to get views. People are going to come in and watch them in droves. And it was going to take care of everything that I was looking to get taken care of from my channel. I finally hit the numbers that I needed to hit, and it was going to be super awesome. So unfortunately, all those videos basically turned out to be duds. And it really took the wind out of my sails, which, you know, that is one side of being a content creator that happens sometimes more often than not, sometimes just here and there. So, yeah, I mean, just take it from somebody that's doing this. If you're looking to start this journey to be a full-time creator or to just get started being a content creator, and if you're looking at this as something that you seriously want to do, this is your career, there are going to be days, maybe weeks, where things just aren't working the way that you hoped they would. But for me, I just kind of found like sometimes you deal with the emotional kind of junk that comes with it, the being let down. I mean, I was like super depressed after those things didn't work out. I mean, super depressed for me, not super depressed maybe on a clinical level or anything like that. It was just really disheartening, and it took me a day or two to kind of get over it. But the cool thing is I just sat down and kind of took one of those nights that I couldn't sleep, sat down in the front of the computer and started to write out a rough draft for a script for a new video. Actually, this video. And it re-energized me. It sparked that creative energy in me again. So there's ways around those challenges. You just kind of have to figure out who you are as a person and what gets you going again. And, so what if a video doesn't do well sometimes? That's just the nature of the way things are. As a software developer, I had lots of things that I wrote over the years. Some were successful and some of them weren't. Sometimes I'd spend weeks just trying to get one simple thing to work, only to later on decide that that's something that I was trying to get to work really was kind of pointless, and I could have spent my energy on something else. And it's really not any different being a content creator. Sometimes you work really hard on a video that you think's going to perform really well, and it just doesn't. And that's okay. You just move on to something else. So yeah, after nearly a year, I'm at a really good place health-wise. I'm at a really good place energy-wise. My channel's not exactly where I want it to be, but it's been growing and it's been positive, and everything else that's been coming along with it has been awesome. Finding a community to be part of, getting to connect with other content creators, and finally having people that I can share my experience with, and they get it, right? Having somebody that you can share this experience with that gets what being a content creator about is just, it's amazing. It's an amazing thing because you're finally connecting with people that get it. It's awesome. So yeah, that's kind of where things are at. No, I'm not making any money with the channel at this point, and that's okay. Like I said, it will get there when it gets there. It's a long road process, but it's all, well, I would say 99.9% of the time it's positive. There are days of frustration, but man, I keep saying this all the time. I really just want people to take these opportunities to, go out and be a full-time content creator, or be a full-time photographer or something like that. Man, don't find yourself 30 years down the road going, man, all I've done is work. I've hardly spent any time really with family, and I know that if I continue down this path, I'm going to look back and the only thing that I will have done in my life is work. And I don't want that for anybody. I mean, that hurts my heart when I think about somebody living a life where they just worked and never really living. Yeah, that hurts my heart. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And yeah, I mean, come along for the journey. I'd love to just share this whole experience with you. Hit that subscribe button and the little bell and just follow along. We'll see you later.